We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And it looks like Trina, the rapper, is throwing some shade at Cardi B and certain other female rappers in regards to their legacy. Let's take a listen.
You say one thing you want to change with girls in the industry. You say with the girls in the industry, let's just change all this. You think you're bigger than the program because you're not. And I'm going to just be very transparent.
That part. It is.
You're not. Listen here. Listen, you're not. Nobody is. Nobody.
Yeah.
I wasn't. You won't be.
Yeah.
And a lot of y'all will not make it 26 years because the way that the industry is happening, it's a big mystery happening. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's working. You don't know what's really going on. Yeah. So you guys need to focus in a positive mindset. You need to work. You need to look at the women that are in this culture, in this industry that's around, because hey, life is short. Some people are leaving every single day, whether you're young, older, however the case may be. Right. Don't sit around with hate in your heart, being jealous, being envious, being trying to secretly compete against people that have already won because you're not putting in the work for yourself. So now you got your face turned up and her wig is better than yours. And now you don't feel like I want to go work for her because she's did. Don't do that. Y'all stop. Y'all need to really humble yourselves and try to put out great music because this is the stuff that leads into a legacy. This is the stuff that you hear years down the line.
So that is what Trina has said. Now, clearly she's not talking about Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj already got a 20-year legacy. She's been winning. But the Cardi B's, the City Girls, the Scratch Offs, the Sexy Reds, you know, the remainder of the female rappers, they're part of a different generation. They don't have as many years in the game yet, okay? Cardi B and Megan probably have the longest amongst the newer generation, but still they don't have 20 plus careers, right? And no shade, Megan hasn't had a hit since Savage. So the point of the matter is, it looks like she's talking to them, right? But she didn't really specify who she was talking to. She just kind of threw that out there, but a lot of people feel like she is dragging someone. And here's my thing. The problem with female rap, and it's the same thing with male rap, is that a lot of these female rappers chose a side when it came to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and ultimately that goes based on who they can collaborate with, okay? If anybody collaborates with, you know, Nicki Minaj, you're Cardi B's op. She will drag you like she did JT and Bia. And if you work with Cardi B, you may not get that Nicki cosign. It may not happen for you. Who knows? Now, moving on to the bald head clown, Doja Cat, who will be receiving 50,000 lashes. She previously dragged Chamalet in regards to his stance on ballet and opera. This is what she said a few days ago.
Hey, by the way, opera is 400 years old. Ballet is 500 years old. Somebody named TIM0THÖ Chalamet had the nerve, big guy, by the way, had the nerve to say on camera that nobody cares about it. I'm sure you can walk into an opera theater right now, seats will be filled out, and nobody's saying a word as the performance is going because everybody has that much respect for it. There is an etiquette around opera. There is etiquette around ballet. It's amazing. It's an amazing theater medium. It's fucking beautiful. And people go there every day to the dance studio. Dancers show up 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever the fuck. They show up and they break and they bleed every single day just because they have respect for it. They love it. They love what they do. It doesn't matter if the industry is having a tough time at any time, which a lot of industries have a tough time. Your industry has a tough time. My industry has a tough time. Doesn't mean people don't care about it. People care. The dancers care. The singers care. The audience cares.
So now the bald head scallywag who unnecessarily inserted herself into the conversation has decided to switch her tune. She has put out a statement. Doja Cat said, "I took it upon myself yesterday to kind of give it to that man because there is a culture based around outrage and things like that. And people want to feel like they've been a part of something. Is a need to connect, whether good or bad. What I was doing yesterday was virtue signaling because I wanted to connect. And I knew that Timothy's goof up was something that I could leverage in order for people to connect with me and fuck with me. And it's easy. It's moderating to garner clicks, likes, approval, all kinds of things like that from people. And so I did that yesterday. And I didn't really think about why I was doing it. I don't know anything about opera. I don't know anything about ballet. I've never been to either shows. Okay? So Doja Cat openly admits that she chimed in to get clicks and views. Okay, or get attention from the general public because nobody paid attention to her album, V, that flopped. And my whole thing with Doja Cat is, bitch, stop talking. I don't want to hear from you ever again. Doja Cat went from being one of my top favorite artists to being at the bottom of the barrel. Always doing some clout chasing antics. And that's why I question her motives as to why she was chiming in before. See, I didn't really believe that she cared about opera and ballet like the kitty litters do. I knew that there was some reason why she chimed in. And to be quite honest, Timothy must have answered her DM. That's probably what it was. He probably DM'd her, and that's why she's trying to backtrack. Remember, I told y'all, Doja Cat never publicly diss white men. I told y'all that before. She never do. That's why she backtracking now. She never publicly dissed white men. He must have curved her, probably slid into DMs, asked her what the problem was. She probably started creaming in her pants because she got a reply from Timothy Chamalet, and that's why she's taking back what she said a few days ago. I told y'all, that's exactly how Doja Cat works. She is a person that blows with the wind. She can't stand on anything. She can't even stand on the disses that she be sending to other female rappers. So I wouldn't expect her to stand on this. Now, a lot of people are saying Nicki Minaj was right yet again, as Live Nation has recently gotten exposed. Now, as we know, they were in a lawsuit, an investigation by the feds, because they ran a monopoly. They're still running it. And they were obviously taking advantage of customers. Unfortunately, all they did was get fined. And so they will continue to run their monopoly. But with that being said, it was recently reported that Live Nation employees reportedly bragged about gouging fans with fees and parking costs. New court documents revealed I have VIP parking up to $250. I almost feel bad taking advantage of them. Robbing them blind, baby. That's how we do it. I gouged them on Ansel prices to make up for it. Now, Nicki called out Live Nation last year. I heard she had a position in Kamala's campaign. I heard she had a major position at Live Nation. Talking about Deseret. Was she the one telling Live Nation not to promote my tour on the second leg? And what about the Live Nation rep who offed himself? Or so I heard. The last conversation I had was asking him, why hasn't my tour been promoted in 3 months? I sent him proof. He pretended not to understand what was going on. Even got a bit testy with me. I couldn't understand why after I have done a completely sold out first leg, they say 30 days after my tour he was gone. They say he was supposed to be working with the upcoming Kendrick Lamar stadium tour. Why would he off himself? Such a great time in his life. Okay. So she was calling out an executive that she felt like did not promote the tour. Live Nation did not promote her second leg, and that some executive, offed himself, which she found to be suspicious, especially since he was working with Kendrick Lamar and SZA on their stadium tour. So Nicki has been calling out Live Nation. A lot of people are saying, well, Nicki told us, that they were kind of slimy. In my opinion, here's my thing. the only way that, these big companies will ever get what they deserve if people boycott. But y'all not gonna boycott. I mean, y'all gonna go to the shows. And they run as a monopoly, but that's the only way. We see it happen with Target. Their sales went completely down from the boycotts. If people do that with Live Nation, then they will have no choice but to do right by the fans. Now, here comes the thirsty Terrence Howard bringing up Beyonce and saying how he almost had a chance to date Beyonce.
I had a chance to date Beyonce, early on, and we had a conversation, and I ended up talking to the other girl inside of, Destiny, the girl with the blue eyes. And I remember Beyonce looking over at me, and I think that's why she picked me to do that dance when she did the kind of tease dance that we did at the BETs or whatever.
Do you like it like this?
I was attracted. There was a moment in which I felt something there. But,
with Beyonce.
Yeah, but that was long before she was with Jay-Z. That was very, very long ago.
I mean, they were big back then when they were coming up. They were very big when they were coming up.
Now, in my opinion, Terrence Howard is a little bit delusional. No shade. This is why you blackball now. One, you never had the chance to date Beyonce. Stop. She was already with Camel Face when she gave you that dance. Okay? I don't know who told you had the chance, but I think you're a little bit delusional. If Sean Paul couldn't, you definitely could not. Ask Camel Face what happened when Sean Paul tried to date Beyonce. Ask him what happened to his career after that. So you definitely didn't have no chance. Camel Face was not going to allow that. So the whole delusion, I had a conversation with her and I almost had a chance. You have no chance. Stop. And why are you talking about something that happened 20 years ago? Like, I can't stand when a nigga bring up the past. Like, that happened 20 years ago. You talk about, I almost had a chance, but then I went for another member. Well, talk about the member that you dated, okay? Don't talk about Beyonce, because you ain't have no chance. Trust and believe. She was already with Camel Face then, and Camel Face was not going to allow you to snatch up Beyonce. Let's just be honest. Okay? No shade. I don't know who told you had the chance, because you got that little dance, but no, you didn't have no chance. Now, moving on from that, it has been reported that Lil Kim and Maya will be opening up for the Pussycat Dolls for their 20-year anniversary for the Pussycat Dolls. Let me know if you guys will be attending this concert. My whole thing is, why is Lil Kim opening up for the Pussycat Dolls? No shade, but what's going on here? I'm a little confused. Didn't Lil Kim come out before the Pussycat Dolls? I'm confused. Do they even have the same audience? Maya, I can kind of understand, because Maya got blackballed years ago. She got to take any gig that she can get. No shade of Maya, but Camel Face already ended her career. But Lil Kim, I feel like, is Cardi B gonna bring out Lil Kim on tour? We gotta hold these female rappers accountable. Like, is Cardi B, who says she was inspired by Lil Kim, words out of her own yuck mouth, is she gonna bring Lil Kim out on tour? It just doesn't make sense as to why Lil Kim is on tour to Pussycat Dolls. It just doesn't make sense. She should be doing her own tour, or doing a tour with like Nas and Mace or Cameron or something like that. That's a tour she should be doing, like her and Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would make more sense. This is a chop, okay? But Lil Kim, she gotta pay her bills. The music ain't selling, nothing over there is selling. So it's just kind of sad. I'm like, damn. Now, Charlamagne the God and DJ Head have confirmed that Future and Champagne Thickums have made up, and basically Future is on Iceman, which is Champagne Thickums' next album. Now, a lot of fans have mixed reactions to this announcement. A fan said, so Aubrey is so desperate for a hit. He has Future on his album. Future, who was the catalyst for the beef. Future, who had Kendrick on Like That, dissing him. The same Future who called him a fan. Ooh, the boy is desperate. Hashtag Future sunned Drake, okay? Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. In my opinion, in any industry, you're going to need allies. And I think that Drake knows that he needs more allies in his corner. And I think he feels like a Future collaboration will break the internet, especially after the beef. My only thing is, though, here's the thing. I feel like Future, I'm not really crazy about Future like that. But I do feel like the song probably going to be fire. I just don't care for Future's music like that, in my opinion. Anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon on what really happened with Rihanna behind the scenes. Link in description, and I hope you guys have a great day.